everybody, welcome to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. We're going to be doing something different today instead of the randoms. I will be putting up two versions of this, a no commentary version and a commentary version, which is what you are listening to right now. We're going to be doing the Hildibrand Quest lines. I'm going to show as much as I can, but there are some parts where I have to wait for things, so deal with it. But, so we're gonna do the Rise and Fall of Gentlemen. An old acquaintance of Wymond is at wit's end, and the businessman would have you help her. Okay. I hear you've been busy as a bee, Martina. Seems half the whispers what come my way relate to your comings and goings. Being the active type you are, I reckon you'd be interested in investigating some queer rumors, am I right? But before that, let me ask, have ever heard of a man named Hildibrand? No. To hear him tell it, he was Eorzea's greatest and most famous inspector. Still can't say I'm surprised you don't know him. To his credit, Hildibrand and his assistant had a knack for showing up when something shady was afoot. As for sussing out the culprits, well, he had his moments, though I hesitate to give him sole credit. Any road, 5 years ago, he gets it in his head that he's cracked the code of Mazia's 7th verse. Dalmond, the calamity, all of it can be stopped, he says, so long as he finds the hero of prophecy. And wouldn't you know it, the hero was Hildibrand himself. So he flies off towards Talamond. Aye, that's right, he flew, launched himself straight into the air somehow, ridiculous as it sounds. Of course, it's only logical that he's got to come back down, though it was only recently that we found his body. I had reason for bringing this up. Alright, so Nashu, Hildibrand's heiress assistant, has since become an inspector in her own right. At present, she's investigating queer rumors, as I mentioned earlier. She's a sweet lass, a bit daft, but sweet nonetheless. So, when I hear she's at wit's end, I want to help. Thing is, I prefer to meddle in affairs of the living. Zombies most definitely are not. So, if you're willing, I'd be grateful if you lent her a hand. As for where to find her, she's like to visit Hildibrand's grave in the Lich Yards when she's frustrated. Try looking for her there. So we've accepted that quest. Teleport. We're gonna go to Camp Drybone right here. You might be saying, hey, why aren't you on the character that you're usually on when you do these things? Well, for one, I already did that character. I already did these quests for that character, so I can't do it again. I could show the cutscenes, but unfortunately the cutscenes don't show everything that you should see with this quest. Oh, if only you were still alive, Inspector. You'd know how to stop these zombies. Hello, cutie. Ah, you there, could it be? You've come to offer your services to me? Yep. Oh, but where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nashu, Agents of Inquiries, Extraordinary Inspector. At least that's what I'm trying to be. It's not quite as easy as he made it look. Inspector Hildibrand was a great man, a real Eorzean hero. We traveled the world, me and him, solving cases and thwarting evil. No matter the mystery, you could always count on the Inspector to solve it with grace and style. But then there was the final case, the case of the century, he called it. However, how to stop the Red Moon from destroying the world? To save us all, he flew into the sky, and all I could do was watch. But then he came back down and he... Splat? Hey, we're gonna have a psychic vision. We haven't had these in a while in this game. This is all a joke, a big funny joke, right, Inspector? Any moment now you'll burst out of the ground and shout, "Surprise, had you fooled, eh?" And we'll laugh and laugh. No. No, they say no one remembers the warriors of light. Their names, their faces, all gone forever. But I remember you, Inspector. No, gentleman hero Hildibrand. I can never be the hero you were, but I'll do my best to try. She changes clothes quick. I, Nashu, Inspector Extraordinaire, will carry on your legacy. So I told myself, well, Nashu, there must be a leader, a head zombie, who tells the rest what to do. Therefore, all we need to do is kill him. Again, that is. Unfortunately, I don't know where he is, or how to find him. But now that you're here, my faithful assistant, you can try the one good idea I've come up with so far. If you go to where these damper zombies were last seen in southern Thanalan, you might find them. And then you could become their friend and ask to meet their leader. Yes, that's sure to work. Alright, so now we have to complete a fate, which is actually, it will hopefully be up. We're going to go to the Forgotten Springs right here. This is the fastest way in my personal opinion, and it is not up. Of course it's not. Maybe it'll be up by the time we get over there. Right here. This is where we're going. But yeah, so the character that I normally use in these videos is, for one, behind. And second of all, she's done these specific quests already, so I can't show them in their entirety, only the cutscenes, by going to the end and then setting it up. Or like you go to the diary and it'll show you the cutscenes if you want to go look at them. And here's where it happens. And we're gonna wait here. Okay, so the fate has finally popped, so we're gonna go ahead and do it. Basically, all you gotta do is kill the dapper zombies.
With a cool remix from an old Final Fantasy. It's a really easy fate. Just about anybody can solo it. Might take a bit though. Probably fast forward this bit. Come here. If we get lucky, maybe someone will show up and help me. Not looking likely though. I just want to avoid the freaking lancer that's looking this way. I love this music. This game has some best music I've ever heard in a game. I'm running low on TP. Yay! You freaking pose! Ah. Yeah, this part's gonna be fast forward. This is taking way longer than I was hoping it would. Maybe give me a chance to get some of my TP back. There we go. That Lancer is really close and it's making me nervous. So I really don't need to make this fight any longer with an accidental pull. There's one, come here. Come here, Posey. Posey, Posey.
Yeah! Now it's done. We have completed the fate. Fallen corpses with style. So now, we gotta go back to Eastern Thalen. So we're going to Camp Drybone again. Let's use a different mount. Wah 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 wah. No 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 no. Ba 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 ba. We're going to. Boom, boom, boom. Crap, I didn't read what she said. Did you find the zombies? You did? That's wonderful. I've been busy too. The head zombie will rue the day he meets me. You'll see. So tell me, what did you learn? We give the curious parchment to her. Oh, so you weren't able to make new friends. That's a shame. But this parchment, this is a map of the Sogoli Desert. There's a spot marked here in the south. And look, there's something written here. A gentleman is rather than does. That sort of reminds me of, well, no matter. Let's see where this map takes us, assistant. Onward to the Sogoli Sogoli. So we're going back to Forgotten Springs, right? Yeah. Oh, and there's a fate happening. We're going to ignore it and get on the chocobo. Wow. The fattest chocobo. We're going here. Right here. Oh no. Kind of hard to figure where I'm going in the desert. That's the noise I think of anytime I look at the front of this thing. Doesn't make work noises, it just makes sad gurgling. Super sad gurgling. There she is. don't think I misread the map. Maybe they're just shy, though. I say we call out to them and let them know we come in peace. And when the leader shows up, we strike. So we hit a gentleman is rather than does. I think you can hit any one of them, though. I'm not terribly sure, though. Who summons the gentle dead men? They live! Oh. They live and we hunger. My brothers, lend me your ears. A gentleman does not dine upon his guests. Spare these two fair ladies your mastications. Withdraw, I say, and harass them no more. Up in the sky, look! It's a bird! No, it's an airship! No, it's the inspector! We hear and we obey. It is you! It really is you! I knew nothing could kill the great Inspector Hildibrand. Hildibrand? Who is this Hildibrand whom you speak? My name is Zombiebrand, devourer of brains, undead overlord extraordinaire. What are you saying? You're not an undead overlord. You're a gentleman inspector. Inspector? Overlord? Inspector! Overlord! Oh, Inspector! You're just confused as all. Don't worry, I'll knock some sense back into that noggin of yours. Stay your hand, milady! You know not what you do! Oh God. Even if I were the esteemed gentleman you purport me to be, the concussive force of the blast is more likely to liquefy my... If crashing into the ground made you forget that an explosion of equal force ought to make you remember. I'll save you, Inspector, or kill you trying! See? Even you acknowledge the possibility that this plan will result in my... death! It worked! Normally I would applaud your ingenuity, Nashu, but I would have preferred that you found a more elegant solution. Ah, he remembers me! Inspector Hildibrand remembers me! Yes, I remember you, my faithful assistant. What I do not remember is how I came to be here. Don't worry, we'll remember for you. Apparently no one checks for a pulse anymore. Ah, such a wonderful dream. I slew a dragon and... What is this place? And for that matter, who am I? I like the flower in his hair. Zombies are quite understanding of their own people. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have woken at last. I knew you'd come back to us. Be it Red Moon or Black Dragon, no fiend is a match for my legendary might. And who might this fine lady be? Could she perhaps be one of my many admirers? Oh, but what is this faint tingling sensation in my arm? This ringing in my ears, this dizziness, could it be a case? We did it! We found Hildibrand! Back in the saddle. A mild concussion will not sway Inspector Hildibrand from his true calling. Verily, I could be naught else. Somewhere nearby, dastardly doings are afoot, and only I can thwart them. Copious quantities of sand, unbearable heat. Aha! The Sagoli Desert. I'd bet my life on it, which means Ulda is but a short trek away. Yes, it all fits. Only that din of iniquity could so violently trigger my keen investigator's sense. Fear not, law-abiding citizen. Inspector Hildibrand shall soon deliver you from evil. Okay. Which way did he go, Martina? Did you see? Oh dear, I've got to find him. Change my outfit too. Alright, so now we're heading to Ulda, Steps of Nald. We got a question. This guy, and this guy. Let's see what we can find. Or girl. Beg your pardon? You wish to question me as to the whereabouts of that deviant running about town dressed in rags? Do I look like a reporter for the Mithril Eye? I do not consort with perverts. Well, that's rude. Next one. This guy. What? You're looking for a half-naked Highlander that likes to catch criminals? I think I'd remember a thing like that. If ye do manage to find this inspector friend of yours, tell him to do something about that god-stammed duelist. Me mate's pa's cousin's kid's best friend lost his blade the other day to that bastard. Okay. A duelist, huh? I'm sure we'll never hear of that again. Sorry, lass, but if it's information you want, you'd be served best by going to Wymond. The only rumors I've heard are those about the weapon thief calls himself a duelist, or so I hear, but when you don't allow your opponent to refuse, well... Okay, so we gotta go back to Wymond, the guy that started this crap to begin with. There he is. Hi. I take it you've dealt with the zombie problem, eh? So do tell. Just why were they dressed up like dandies? Wymond! Hey! Wymond! Thou almighty bugger me with bleeding spear! The dead have arised, and they're walking the streets of Ulda! No need for melodrama, my good man. As you can see, reports of my death were greatly exaggerated. It's true, he's not a zombie, I checked! How'd you check? You do seem to be hale and healthy, which begs the question, how in the seven hells did you survive that fall? Why question divine providence? What matters is that Eorzea's champion has returned, and that he, and by that I mean I, shall bring this thieving duelist to justice. Heard about that, did you? Might be harder than you think. Even I've got no inkling of that fellow's current whereabouts. Inconceivable! I refuse to believe that the ever-inquisitive, ever-ambitious, ever-reliable Wymond is without a single shred of information, even one of dubious relevance. Well, I make no promises, mind you, but there was some talk of a fair maiden. What said her most? This knave assaulted a young woman as well? The audacity! I should fly to her side at... Why, if it isn't the lady from Sagoli! A serendipitous encounter indeed, unless you too seek the belligerent duelist. Capital! It will be invigorating to engage in a friendly battle of wits. Already the spirit of competition fills me. Come, Nashu! We must away! Bye. Damn it, Hildy. I ain't told you the lass's name yet. There we go. Due diligence. No, that's not the one I want. After her own heart, Wymond believes it would be best if you assist Inspector Hildibrand with his investigation. Well, Martina, you might as well go after him. He'll be disappointed if you don't. The lady in question is named Yellow Moon. She's a woman with a taste for the finer things of life. Safe to say you'll find her getting fitted for something in the Weaver's Guild most every day. Good luck with the Inspector. Alright. So now we're going to be heading to the Weaver's Guild. So go to your Aether Crystal. This is the closest one. Go there. And then Ethernet. And we're going to go to the Weaver's Guild. There she is. My beloved pure heart was unlike any wand you've ever seen, elegant, refined, the perfect accessory for any cultured woman. You will bring it back to me, won't you? A priceless possession callously ripped from the hands of its owner. The lady weeps, and the wind bears her sorrow to his ears. What gentleman could hear this clarion call and not beg the honor of championing her cause? What in the world? I swear to you, here and now, I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector and extraordinaire, shall scour all creation from the deepest pit of the 7 hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens for your pure heart. What he said! And you, my fellow servant of justice, I see your instincts are not to be underestimated. Having guided you to this fair maiden's side, I listened to the guy. Now then, Miss Moon, what can you tell us of the theft? Thefts, sir. To be precise, my pure heart was only the most recent item to be taken from me. I'm certain I had it with when I left home the other day, after I browsed the latest fashions at Sunsilk and took in a match at the Coliseum. I realized it was gone. So the time and location of the theft are unknown, essential details without which we cannot solve the case. But there is but one logical course of action, Miss Moon. To coax the hidden clues from your memories, we must reenact that fateful day's excursion to Sunsilk Tapestries. Okay. I guess we're going to Steps of Nald. Right here. So we can go back out here to the Weaver's Guild. Go to the Aethernet Shard. And click here. And we're gonna go to the plaza. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, hey, they're both there. All right, what you got for us? Miss Moon, would you be so kind as to describe your visit in detail on the day of question? Nothing unusual happened, but if you insist, I was pondering whether or not to purchase a new dress when a man approached me and confessed his undying love. What sort of man says that to a complete stranger, I ask you? Naturally, I was taken aback. I dropped my purse in shock, not intentionally, on his foot, and he cried out in pain and fled. If I may be so bold, Miss Moon, that strikes me as most unusual happening. In any case, it appears to be completely unrelated to the theft. Let us next proceed to the Coliseum and see what you remember. Why is that woman, like, just leaning over by her tail? Alright. So now, going to the Coliseum. Oh, I guess we're going down. Run. Run. Running, running, running. Bring axe out. Ah! Hildibrand, what do you got for us now? Once again, Miss Moon, if you would be so kind as to tell us what you remember. Well, like I said before, nothing unusual happened. I felt like gambling that day and was debating which match to observe when a gladiator approached me from behind and confessed his undying love. Naturally, I was taken aback. I whirled about and struck the man in the face with my purse in shock, not intentionally. Unfortunately, since I was carrying a tremendous sum of money, my bag kind of punched him in the face. I just accidentally clicked. 120 Ponzies? Miss Moon, you are a remarkably strong woman. Which is precisely why you were targeted. Oh, it's so obvious in hindsight. The thief bore you a grudge. No, it's more than that. He hated you with a passion. There sure are a lot of giant crates in Ulda. At the Weaver's Guild, at Sunsilk Tapestries, and here too. Let's talk to you. These crates are everywhere, Martina. I wonder what's inside them, but I don't see how we can open... Ah, of course! I still have plenty of explosives. Here, why don't you try? It'll be fun. Ooh, we get to... Yeah. Let's just do this. There were people inside! Oh, God, have mercy. Hey, Hildibrand, there was guys in that crate. At the heart of every crime rests a single, unassailable truth. Reach only by navigating a web of falsehoods and contradictions. Hearken to me now, for as a shepherd leads his flock, I shall guide you to my irrefutable conclusion. A gladiator professes his feelings only to be rejected and physically assaulted in response, wounding his pride as a warrior and a man. Resenting her prowess, whilst recognizing his weakness, he carries out a more feasible vengeance. He robs Yellow Moon of her weapon, the pure heart. Inspector, we found the pure heart. These strange men sneaking around town in the wooden crates had it. It's not what you think. We're not thieves. We're devotees. Yellow Moon is our sun and stars. We only wish to keep her safe from harm, and should she misplace an item from time to time, we'd collect it for safekeeping and nothing untoward. You deviants were behind all the thefts. All this time you've been stalking me. What nerve? Ah, such unbridled fury, such righteous indignation. We should be glad to accept the goddess's punishment. Goddess? Devotees? Ah, but of course. That I had you inspect those crates was a stroke of genius indeed. As I was elucidating? I've never seen that word in my life. But a moment ago, those fiends are obviously the ones responsible for the recent rash of weapon thefts as... Those thefts were carried out by a single individual, you imbecile. Lest you've forgotten, the culprit is a duelist. He only claims his victims' weapons after defeating them in a single combat. If your powers of observation are as great as you claim, you should be able to have deducted that those buffoons in boxes were incapable of such. I should know. I'm a reporter for the Mithril Eye. My name is Ellie, and I've been investigating those incidents for weeks. Inspector Hildibrand, gentleman investigator and agent of inquiry, I presume? You're looking well for a dead man. Would you like to meet one of the duelist victims? I'll introduce you, with pleasure. You would be willing to share such precious information with me? Your generosity is commendable, Miss Ellie. May this mark the beginning of a long and beautiful friendship. Yes, very good. The man's name is... Where the bloody hells do you think you're going? I haven't told you anything yet. So, the idiot. Alright. Now we have Ellie. The Immaculate Deception. Having no other resources, Ellie would instead tell you the identity of the victim. I suppose since you're the imbecile's friend, you intend to help him. The man you want to find is an adventurer named Humphrey. At present, he can be found at the Golden Bazaar. With luck, the good inspector may find his way there by the time you arrive. If not, then so be it. I wonder what will happen when he discovers that the victim is a perpetrator as well. Alright, so now that we have that quest, we're gonna go to Camp Drybones again. We're gonna be trying to take the shortest paths we can to places. I'm gonna take the porter so I can be lazy. Nah, let's not. Let's not. Let's just go. We're going right here. Right here. As you can see, I don't really like to do quests. I usually dungeon for my XP. Since, there are quests fucking everywhere on my map. Humphrey. I'm Humphrey, and you are? Alas, I've caught up with you. You there, yes, sir. I am told you are a victim of the marauding duelist. Me, a victim? How amusing. You amuse me. True, I was challenged by the duelist not long ago, but where he thought to find a whelp, he found a warrior of light instead. I defended my honor and my blade. See for yourself. You mean you won? That's amazing! Well, it was nothing compared to what I faced in Cartaneo. Magitech to the right of us, Magitech to the left of us. Stuck in the middle with Master Lao. We were core. He was a dab hand with the old magic he was. I tried to save him, of course, but there's a limit to how many giant beasties a man can... That man is no warrior of light. Yeah. Tell them, Eleazar. Tell them how he lost and surrendered a sword that was not his own. Liar, scoundrel! I trust that bastard with my father's blade. Bid him to take it to a smithy for restoration. Even gave him gil to pay for it. Then he comes crawling back, sniveling and begging forgiveness for losing it in a duel, as if that's enough to set things right. Look at me, you bleeding whoreson. Look at me. Me flowing golden locks are no more. I've got bald from the stress and heartbreak. I swear to everything holy that you'll face a reckoning if you don't bring her back to me. All right. He beat the shite out of me and took the old man's sword. I used the gil to pay the chirurgeon. I have no idea where he or the sword is. What am I supposed to do, huh? I can't give him what I don't have unless you help me find the sword. That's what you do, right? Help people? Have you no shame? First you claim a legacy not your own, then you beg others to help you with a problem of your own making. You will refuse this man, won't you, Inspector? And what of Eleazar's flowing golden locks? How will forsaking young Humphreys help the man he has wronged? We shall begin our search for the sword by questioning the people of the Golden Bazaar. That's a good place to start. Oh, he fell down. Alright. 2 over there. So at least 1 over here. Haha. Antique swords? Oh, I haven't the foggiest about that. The traveling merchant, John Jumpa, is one of the one you ought to speak with, assuming he hasn't left. Okay. That boy should be ashamed of himself, robbing poor Eleazar of a priceless family heirloom. Just goes to show you that should never trust an adventurer who claims to be a warrior of light. Thieves and tricksters, the lot of them. It might not be the most honorable solution, but mayhaps you should consider giving Eleazar a counterfeit blade. If the deception brings him peace in his final days, could it be so wrong? Well, nah, maybe. Elazar's sword wasn't much to look at, but at least it was authentic. More than a few collectors have been tricked into purchasing counterfeit relics. Okay. Pull back. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of an ancient sword, at least not of what I can guarantee to be authentic. You see any wares I determine to be of dubious origins, I immediately discard in the spring east of Camp Drybone. Although I have no swords for sale at present, I may have disposed of a facsimile similar in design to the one you describe. This presents a quandary. Though I am loath to deceive an honorable man like Elazar, a well-intentioned ruse may put his heart at ease, thus spurring the rejuvenation of his flowing golden locks, whilst we continue to search for the genuine article. Well, if there's a sword in the spring, it won't remain there for long. It's one of the more convenient sources of fresh water for the common folk in Camp Drybone. Tisk tisk, you should endeavor to be more optimistic, Miss Ellie. Like me, I say we search the spring first before declaring all to be lost. Alright, so we're going for a spring. It's right there. So instead of walking back, I'm gonna be lazy and go back to Camp Drybone. It's not that huge of a walk, but it's enough for me to justify doing this. We'll get on the corral again. Going over here. It occurs to me that I am not yet fully recovered from my accumulated injuries. It would not be prudent to immerse my body in water, not without first coating it in with liberal applications of salamander oil, that is. Indeed, on many occasions my dearest mother tended my childhood scrapes just so. You understand the importance of physical rehabilitation, yes? Then you can assist me by pouring the oil all over my body. Really? Yeah, so we're gonna pour oil on this guy, which is kind of creeping me the hell out. Ah, this comforting scent, as though I am a child in her arms. Quickly now, before it dries. Knead the oil into my aching flesh. No! Ugh, gross. This is bad. Ah, the pain multiplies manifold. Gently now, gently. We gotta massage him again, but gently, gently. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh gods, oh gods, oh gods, yes! At last my muscles slacken and soften, the warmth spreads, and the pain becomes pleasure. I gotta massage him a third time. Oh, he's doing that. Looks like Zack from Final Fantasy XIV. Right there, yes, keep doing that! Just like that, just... Oh, yes, now, once more, with feeling! Son of a bitch! No more massage. Ah, never before have I received such splendid ministrations. Now then, into the spring, you as well, my good woman. Alright, so now we gotta go search for stuff. And, as you can see, she's still falling asleep. Hi. We got her She's actually looking. What's the last thing over here? Muddy bottle. If nothing else, we're cleaning the place up. I don't care about the fate. You've been productive. Excellent. May I see what you found? Now the fate. No sides of the sword Jojo and Pa mentioned. I see. Ah! I'm all wet. What was that anyway? Did something cause you to? Once again, my instincts have guided us to our quarry. That I had you search that section of the spring was a stroke of Inspector, it's bad for your health to conduct investigations in those clothes. I'll go to Ulda and fetch you some new ones. How thoughtful of you, Nashu. While you're there, purchase a few bottles of hair tonic for Elazar as well. The newest, most potent blend you can find. Isn't it wonderful, my friend? Soon all of Elazar's woes will be no more. Alright, so back to the Golden Bazaar. We're going back up here. Right here. Fate to my left, to my left, to my left. Chocobo. There he is. As promised, I will return to you your father's ancient blade. Aye, it is her! Every chip and scratch is just as I remember. God bless ye, sir. I never expected you would go to such lengths for two strangers without thought of reward. Altruism is a rare trait these days. 'Tis common enough if you know where to look. A gentleman recognizes the good in every soul and understands that none deserve to be forsaken. Spoken like a true gentleman, though your garments beg to differ. Inspector, I've brought your change of clothes. I also brought a supply of tonic from this peddler I met in Pearl Lane. Excellent work, Nashu. If you would just bring me that case. Shit. Inspector? Inspector Hildibrand? There appears to be something lodged in my forehead. Could it be a missive from an adoring admirer? Let me just put this here. The author neglected to pin her name. I shall come to claim the collector's blade. Is that supposed to be flattering? No, it's supposed to be intimidating. The duelist wrote this. He's daring you to stop him. A challenge? For me? Oh, at last the curtain rises. Very well. If I am to duel the duelist, I must dress for the occasion. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, accept your challenge! He's incredible! So bold, so majestic, just like a warrior of light! No! A gentleman of light! He is exceptionally something. Gore! Inspector Hildibrand, you look amazing! Cloud hair! Hildibrand. This is far from the strongest of swords. Blue, blue skies and the rolling desert. How much longer must I seek the blade of legend? Complete. Challenge accepted, my worthy opponent. You shall not claim the blade. With my, let us call it, genius, I shall bring you to justice. Wait, you wish to duel with weapons, not wits? This bridge hardly seems appropriate for such an epic battle. Hey, I know that spear. That's the one I found buried with the pumpkins. Pumpkins sort of remind me of, no, it's gone. Never mind. And that was it for part 1. So, we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.